For a long time now, you've been learning about the history of the United States. You've heard about Native Americans who were living here before Europeans arrived. You've learned about the Europeans who explored North and South America, and you also have learned about the Pilgrims who left Europe on the Mayflower because they wanted to practice their religion freely. Then you learned how much later George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and James Madison and other leaders started a new nation called the United States of America, and about how difficult it was to create a new type of government for this new country or nation. You learned about Thomas Jefferson's great Declaration of Independence and James Madison's brilliant Constitution and Bill of Rights. These founding fathers believed they were doing the right thing for this new nation, and their hard work continues to serve our country well today. You've also learned about immigrants, people who leave their home country to settle in a different country. Even today, immigrants are still coming to the United States. Why are immigrants still coming? Well, if you remember, people have immigrated to the United States because of certain push and pull factors. Dangers in their home countries, not enough jobs, and not being able to practice their religion or speak freely are some of the factors that have pushed people to leave their homelands. On the other hand, jobs, land, and freedoms given to American citizens in the Bill of Rights are some of the factors that have pulled people to America, which is the land of opportunity. These are some of the reasons why immigrants want to come to the United States and become U.S. citizens. Remember, a citizen is a person who has rights given to them by a country's government and responsibilities that go along with those rights. Let's find out more about what it means to be a citizen. James Madison did so much to create the Constitution that he is considered the father of the Constitution. Later, Madison and other leaders added some more laws to the Constitution. Doing this is called amending the Constitution. So the parts they added were called amendments. Madison and the founding fathers who wrote the list of amendments to the United States Constitution called the Bill of Rights, and later on, the other leaders added more amendments protecting more rights for U.S. citizens. The Bill of Rights is a list of rights that are guaranteed or promised to citizens of the United States. Rights are freedoms that the government cannot and should not take away from its citizens. The Bill of Rights was a new idea in the world when it was created. In most countries many years ago, and even in some countries today, kings and queens and generals ran the government any way they liked. Everyone living in that country was expected to do what the ruler said to do, or they might get arrested and put into jail or be forced to leave the country. Someone who was arrested might not get a chance to tell their side of the story to a judge in order to get out of jail, or if they did, the judge might work for the king, and they might not listen to them or care or be fair. In the United States, however, laws are supposed to protect citizens from such problems. For example, no one's supposed to arrest another person just because he doesn't like that person or that person's ideas. If someone is arrested for a crime or doing something that is against the laws of the country, the government cannot just keep him or her in jail for as long as they want. That person has a right to tell his or her side of the story to a judge or to a jury, a group of people who listens to all the facts and both sides of an argument before deciding if a person's guilty or not guilty. Anyone that comes before a judge and or a jury is considered innocent and must be proven guilty before they're sent to jail. Another important right and duty of citizens is the right to vote. Adult U.S. citizens decide who will be their president, who will represent them in the Senate or the House of Representatives, and who will be their local mayor. U.S. citizens vote for the people they want to do these jobs, and whoever receives the most votes gets that job. Any adult citizen can run for most elected positions or jobs. The Constitution says that people who are not born in the United States cannot run for the presidency. Now, running means that you are trying to be elected to that position. If you are a U.S. citizen and are born in the United States, when you grow up, you may decide to run for a government office. That means you let other people know you want a job in the government, and you hope the citizens will vote to have you represent them in the government. As an adult citizen, even if you do not run for office, you will get to vote for your representatives in government offices. Voting is one of your rights and duties as a U.S. citizen. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the right to vote and the right to a fast and a fair trial are just a few of the rights listed in the Bill of Rights. But citizens also have responsibilities. For example, even though you have freedom of speech, you still have a responsibility to not say things that might put people in danger or say things that hurt people. Notice how rights and responsibilities always go together. We have the responsibility to follow the laws of our country. We also have the responsibility to pay taxes, the money we are required by law to give to our government that pays for things all citizens enjoy. Our taxes pay for things like public schools, where you can learn, public parks, where you can play, public libraries, where you can check out your favorite book, and roads and sidewalks that help you get to those places. When the United States began, few countries offered so many rights to their citizens. After the people of the United States decided to make these rights a part of their country's laws, citizens of many other countries decided that they wanted those same rights and freedoms. Citizens around the world insisted on new laws to protect their rights, and that made many countries change their laws. However, it didn't happen everywhere. Even today, people in many nations do not enjoy the same rights that citizens enjoy here in the United States. In such places, some people think, I want to leave my country and go to the United States. There I will be free to decide what I want to do or say. I'll not have to be afraid that the government leaders will punish me just for disagreeing with them. Sometimes people living in countries with threatening governments have to leave their old country because they fear their government, or they've gotten into trouble with their leaders. If there's a war, people have to leave or move to other countries because they're no longer safe. The United States government and the other governments around the world often let such people called refugees come to their countries for safety. The United States allows only a certain number of refugees each year. So in less serious cases, refugees often have to wait their turn to come into the United States. One reason for this is to make sure that there's enough jobs for the newcomers so that they can earn the money they need to support themselves and provide themselves with necessities such as food and clothes and a place to stay. James Madison and his fellow leaders, whose ancestors were immigrants to America, wrote laws or rules that all United States citizens must follow. Today, citizens can vote to change those laws to make them better or to make new laws. Still, all United States laws must go with the principles of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. These two documents were intended to guarantee the rights of all citizens, whether naturalized or born in the United States, both now and in the future.